Hi, I'm Timothy Maurice Webster, four-time best-selling author in the area of brain and brand science. I'm really grateful for Nedbank for the opportunity to be able to bring you ideas about the relationship between brain and brand. This talk explores the relationship between how your brain operates and how it lends to you building a more powerful and influential personal brand. Personal brand has sort of taken over the world since Tom Peters brought about this idea in the late 80s about us being the CEOs of our own businesses. We are the CEOs of ourselves, me incorporated. So I unpack the relationship between your own sort of internal mind power and where it can lead when it comes to your brand power. I take you through three extraordinary steps. The first step is we look at literally what is a brand. The second step, we go into the role of the subconscious mind. And then thirdly is how do we take your story on a very practical level to take it to the next level. This idea of a personal brand is sort of the story that surrounds your name, the ability to be able to create a story that links to your stakeholders. And there are three types of stakeholders. And whether you care what other people think or not, there are two levels of stakeholders that really matter. They're your lowest level of stakeholder, which is people you bump into in the mall. You probably don't care what they matter and you shouldn't. Maybe you don't care what I think and you shouldn't. The second level stakeholder are people on the same sort of level, people that are studying with you, people that are in a similar position. The third level stakeholder is the intimate high level stakeholder who has a lot of control. These are people who can invest in you, partner with you, people that matter in your field, in your area of expertise. Those stakeholders really matter. It matters how they see you and how you see them. Think of someone right now who owes you money. When that person walks in the room, their story sort of dictates how you feel. And that's what a brand does. A brand dictates how people engage you. If they think of you as excellent, they think of you as wise, they think of you as innovative. So that's the first thing. We unpack the role and the relationship of a personal brand in your life. The second thing we do is we look at the role of the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is an extraordinary reservoir that sort of dictates our behavior. And I argue in my talk that you can physically sort of kind of control how people engage you by creating this idea of formulas. There is a system 1 and a system 2, which Daniel Kahneman sort of frames in his work, Thinking Fast and Slow. And here's how it works. System 1 is the fast automated side of the brain that goes me plus today equals something. The same way you go 5 plus 5 equals 10, 10 plus 10 equals 20. These things are stored in your subconscious mind. There's system 2, which is a slow, methodical side of the brain that goes like 17 times 33 equals. You don't know the answer, right? Because you're too smart to store that. So the idea is very simple, that people put you in a system in their mind, and if you control how that system is put in their mind, then you sort of control their relationship with you. Why is that important? It's because if people want a leader or they want someone who is innovative and they go me plus this person equals something and it's clear and they feel confident in it and you manage it because you're consistent with your personal brand, then you have sort of an advantage that you can leverage. And that's the ultimate power of personal branding. But more importantly, I talk about the power of your brain when it comes to the subconscious and the ability to be able to retrieve information to make you more creative, make you more inspired about how you go about building your brand by talking about optimizing, boosting brain power. The value. I work a lot with neuroscientists on my podcast, and we talk specifically about the extraordinary value of drinking more water, getting more sleep. All of these things help you create more sort of alpha waves, help you become more creative, help the sort of brain areas speak to each other, connect more, create what we call neuroplasticity, which is a very big word that's very simple, that allows you to make more connections in the mind. So the ability for you to have more brain power and how it links to people and how it controls other people's brain power when it comes to you is the strength of this talk. Lastly, and this is extremely important, the ability to be able to infuse inside of your story a wealth of insight and value is where people are going to be able to get the most out of your personal brand. So Here's an example. If you walk into a room and people think of you as a Nobel Prize winner, they think of you as a person who has wrote a bestseller, they think of you as a person who has broke ground and pioneered in a particular space, then it will dictate how they engage you. But more importantly, it creates what we call the endowment effect. The endowment effect is the moment people have value in their story that somebody else cares about, it creates an intimate relationship with them. This is extremely important. So what we explore in this talk is how to infuse value inside of your story to create an additional worth for your personal brand. As you go about building and elevating your personal brand, being able to do those three things. One is understand the true power of what building a brand is about. Two is understanding your brain power, elevating your brain power, making sure that you are now in a space where you can understand the value of creating connections and formulas in your mind and in other people's mind, and then go about practically infusing elements into your story, sharing your value at the very highest level to make sure you get to accomplish your goals and dreams. Because that's what this whole conversation is about, is making sure you finish your studies, accomplish your goals and dreams. That's why Nedbank got behind this, because they really fundamentally believe in who you are and your own potential. And all personal branding does is give you an additional tool on this journey. Please follow my work at www.timothymaurice.com. You can check out my podcast, my TV shows, everything is on there. Or you can follow me on Twitter at Timothy Maurice. All the best on your journey, exploring and building your personal brand.